And now a story about a German-English collaboration, a delightful book of stories featuring superstitious people, kindly ghosts, helpful shepherds, anti-rainmakers and impish monkeys. Dirk Angelroth's book is sure to have you smiling wide.
Die Hirten vom Felde. Welches Auto hattet ihr denn damals in Indien? Fragte mein Kollege in Göttingen, dessen Versetzung nach Neu-Delhi bevorstand. Was hast du da?
The Good Shepherds. Which car did you have in India? Asked my colleague in Göttingen.
A symphony of two languages, a firm bond of 3 decades, and an enduring love for each other's cultures, all leading to a little gem of a book, Die Weise Frau im Baum by Dirk Angelroth, translated into The White Lady in the Tree by Hem Mahesh. Dirk and his wife Hickse came to India, more specifically Chennai, in 1965, and until 2002, Dirk worked in the capacity of director at various Goethe Institute branches in India, Southeast Asia, Australia and Pakistan. Dirk looks back fondly at all those years of learning, immersion and valuable cross-cultural experiences.
I took the culture how it was, and I joined the system, the Indian system, in producing the culture as it was done everywhere. Sometimes it was chaotic, but I myself, I'm also chaotic, and I took it as it was. And I fitted quite nicely into that system.
It is from these 37 years of traveling and absorbing that the idea for a book came about. A book with such charming tales and with such a wide range of subjects and universal themes, it's bound to make you smile 1 minute and get all misty-eyed the next.
My mother had collected all my letters to her in 3 files, and she gave them to me after she died. And in these letters also the reality came true. And I found many stories, many events which have been which have been so obvious, but which had been forgotten. And that was the whole of India was there before, like being present.
Dirk sat down and wrote the stories, and his wife and friends in Goa persuaded him to have them published. And he did. First the German version, but when it came to the English translation, who better to do it than their dear friend, Hem Mahesh. Hem and the Angelroths met in the 70s in Pune, where the former was a student at the Goethe Institute. Their friendship has lasted 35 years.
But that's just them. You know, they make friends and they are friends for life.
Knowing Dirk so well made the translation process easy, but Hem has always been interested in the play of words.
If I read a passage which struck me, which was attractive for its depth or beauty or wit or whatever, I would have this urge to translate it. And here is a whole book that was asking to be translated, so it was a big treat. Through it all, there is also a message that gets transported, but not in your face kind of way, but subtle, that just makes you think, and at a human level it's just so beautiful.
In Chennai, the book was launched at the Goethe Institute, and Dirk's wife Hixa has special memories of the city, though they lived here for just 2 years. This was their first overseas stop, their first exposure to India.
And first falling in love with India. We then spent many years in other parts of India, but Chennai, or at that time Madras, was a place so totally strange to us and offered so many different things which we had never experienced before. Pleasant and also partly unpleasant, like going to the office in the morning when you saw all these people lying around on pavements like insects covered in their clothes. We thought they might be corpses, or all the spitting of beetle we had never experienced. We thought they had all TB, but it turned out nothing like this was the case. And the other side was of course beautiful with the arts, which I had never encountered before. I'd studied history of art, but I'd never heard anything about Indian art, and I was bedazzled by the temples. And you go around, you go outside of Madras, you take off any little side road, you will be suddenly in front of a beautiful temple. All the artwork, the bronzes, and we were lucky. Just a year before we came, Cholamandal had opened, so there was this explosion of contemporary art in India. It was a real pleasure to live here. I find Chennai has changed the least. Although we have only stayed for 2 years here, I can still find my way around. And there are no such hideous tall buildings here. It's all still in a human scale. And Chennai has not got rid of all the green, the beautiful lush trees which you have everywhere. So actually, and it also seems quite clean, this city, compared to other big cities in India.
And though the Angelrods subsequently travelled widely and lived in many places around the world, today their 2 homes are in Austria and in Goa. After all, home is where the heart is, where relationships are most strong.
It's the human being that counts, first of all, man to man.
You can buy the book on www.flipkart.com or contact the Goethe Institute Max Muller Bhavan in your city for a copy. Well, that's all we have on today's show. Do let us know about your feedback on this episode by mailing us at feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. I'll see you again next week. Until then, goodbye.